Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is video number 2 of the day. I've given you my thoughts on the Tottenham versus Chelsea Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. You can catch that right here, but you are here now for this video, the recap of day 4 at the Africa Cup of Nations. And no surprise people, we've had 3 matches. Guess what the scores were? Oh wait. Yeah, I hear all of you. Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, the first game had it 1-0. Yes. The second game, 1-0. And the third? There you are, yeah. Well said. 1-0. This is the Jose Mourinho Cup. Let's have it right. Mourinho, I'm sure, is watching the Africa Cup of Nations going, I love this. I love this tournament. I think this is fantastic. I want to buy all of the defenders. They all know what they're doing. I want to buy every goalkeeper. I will never concede a goal again. I guarantee Mourinho's watching this competition and he's loving it. But 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 again. It goes to show you. And you know what? If I'm talking seriously, put the jokes aside. The defending and the goalkeeping at this competition so far, even from the minnows, even from the countries that many people look at and go, they're little countries, they won't do much. They're all doing well in terms of defending, goalkeeping. Fantastic. All the games are tight. Whether it's a big country, a small country, or whatever, all the games are tight. Why? First round of the group stage, first match day, everyone's a little tense. Everyone is giving their all in terms of just protecting themselves, protecting their results, trying to not concede, and try and take the opportunity. They don't want to get battered. So the defending is really, really good. So I have to give credit there. But today was a day of scandal. Absolute scandal. I could not believe what I was watching, but then again, I kind of could. You know, I've been familiar with African football for years. I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows, and when I see this happen, I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm shocked that it's happened in the way that it did, but it had to be the Africa Cup of Nations, isn't it? It just had to be. This is the thing with Africa, the talent is there. But sometimes when it comes to certain personnel, we let ourselves down. And I say we when I mean as Africa as a whole. But when it comes to referees, like we saw today in the Tunisia versus Mali game, that was just... He should never referee again. Let's start off with that match review. Tunisia versus Mali. Tunisia losing to Mali 1-0. And... courtesy of a goal by Ibrahima Kone, which was a penalty, and rightfully so, I would say, with the handball. Even the other way, it was a handball for Mali in terms of the hand, Tunisia winning a penalty, and then penalty being missed, which was a great save, might I add. But everything in that game in terms of prior to the last 10 minutes was accurate and good, I would say. The last 10 minutes was an absolute horror show. Absolute horror show. By the way, just to let you guys know and give you some context, Bissouma, who we're familiar with at Brighton, is from Mali. They also have an Adama Traore, but it's not the Adama Traore you will think of. It's another one. He plays in Turkey. But Adama Traore of Wolves, not involved. But yeah. Kazri missing the penalty in the 77th minute. Up until that point, after Mali had scored that first goal in the 48th minute, it was a case of Mali, to be honest, were the better team. Tunisia disappointed me today a little bit because I expected more from them. I'm familiar-ish with Tunisia and what they bring. I see their players at club level playing for Esperance, for example. And you see the level is quite good. Some of these Tunisians are top players. Hannibal, for example, plays for Manchester United, not in the first team properly yet, but he's getting there and he's a young top player. But Tunisia overall, I expected more from. I expected dominance. It was Mali that dominated. Physically, in terms of the ball, moving about, taking chances, the more chances were Mali. Except for the last 10 minutes, I would say Tunisia began that proper fight back. You could see that they were just starting to throw the kitchen sink because they had to. But the last 10 minutes, after Tunisia missed that penalty, Kazri missing the penalty, and again, as I've said, it was a great save, was when it all went wrong. So, the 85th minute, the referee decides to blow the full-time whistle. The referee blew the full-time whistle in the 85th minute. The Tunisian bench were looking, hang on, what? They were doing this? What are you doing? Referee realizes his mistake, if that was even a mistake. I don't see how you can make a mistake like that. I can't understand. How? Was your watch from flipping, I don't know, what, from Wish? Did you order your stopwatch from Wish? Because that could be a reason. Maybe 85 was showing up as 95. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. He realizes, he corrects the situation, he brings the two captains together, I think, he drops the ball and he plays on. Then, well, just prior to that, might I add, there was a drinks break. So if you're going to stop the game in a few minutes, why are you doing a drinks break? What's the point of that? Anyway, game starts again. Then Mali go down to 10. And this wasn't a red card. He gave a red card on El Torre. Torre going in for the challenge, which at best for me was a yellow card. At best. It wasn't malicious. He wasn't trying to take the other guy's legs off. It went to VAR. So he gave the red card. It went to VAR. The VAR was a Moroccan and an Algerian. They had notified the referee. It's not a red. And that's documented. The VAR told him it's not a red card. He overturned the VAR decision and stuck with his own? But the whole thing, crazy. So Torre, as far as I'm concerned, shouldn't have been sent off in the first place. A yellow card, maybe. Free kick for sure. Yellow card, maybe. Red, no. Gives him the red card. Mali down to 10. Literally, just a minute and a half later, we enter the 89th minute of the game, and he blows the full-time whistle. Again. If that doesn't scream match fixing, I don't know what does. I'm sorry. You can't think anything else. You can't think. There's no other reason to stop the game like that twice in the last 5 minutes. And it didn't even hit 90 minutes, and he blew the full-time whistle. He ended the match. The match actually ended. Mali won. Unbelievable. The outrage from the Tunisian bench, I can completely understand. Personally, in terms of performance, Mali deserved the win, but Tunisia were robbed. At the end of the day, they were. Even though they weren't the better team, even though I think Mali would have held on that 1-0 lead, but you can't cut the game off before 90 minutes. You can't. And with all the VAR decisions, there would have been about 4 or 5 minutes of added time anyway. Goes to 89 minutes, blows the final whistle, that's it, we're done. So Tunisia can feel hard done by, because in those last 5-6 minutes, you never know what can happen. Tunisia could score 2. You never know. The way the African Cup of Nations is going, I highly doubt it. But you never know. So I found it very, very bizarre, weird, couldn't believe it. And this referee, just to give you some context, this referee, Jani Sikazwe from Zambia, was at the center of an allegation of corruption in 2018 for an African Champions League match. Just saying. And then that suspension was lifted by FIFA about 2 or 3 months later. But that same referee is at a scandal here today. And it's clear to say, at the moment, it looked like his flipping accumulator that he put a bet on had Mali on it. The way that he ended the game as quickly as he could. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And it taints the competition. Why does this have to happen? You know, this is the thing with corruption, it's everywhere. Corruption is everywhere in football. Even in English football, European football, the highest level of football. You see Sepp Blatter and Michel Platini, they were running FIFA and UEFA, and they were involved in corruption. Trust me, corruption is everywhere, but you want to know the difference? In Africa, they don't care if it's obvious. Everywhere in Europe, and they hide it. And they try to find legal loopholes, and they try to be very strategic with the way that they do their business and their under-the-table sort of dealings. No one really hears about it. But in Africa, it's like, yeah, I'm doing this. What are you going to do about it? Go on, do something. That's the attitude. And I'm like, why? Why? This referee just completely tainted the competition. Now people are looking at this going, is this happening in the AFCON? This is what this competition is. And I can't blame them. It's shocking. It's shocking, and it shouldn't happen. It really shouldn't. But Mali beat Tunisia 1-0. Tunisia go bottom of the group, unfortunately. We move into Mauritania versus Gambia. Gambia with the 1-0 win. This was a tighter affair than I thought it was going to be. I thought Gambia would probably score 2 or 3, and they could have. They could have. Against Mauritania today, they could have, and they should have, but they didn't. Finishes 1-0, courtesy of a goal from Abdoulaye Diallo after 10 minutes. It's a very good start from Gambia, and then they maintained it from there. In the latter stages of the day, we had Equatorial Guinea versus Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast. Now, the Ivory Coast, I'm sure many people are looking to, just like some of the other countries, as to Are they progressing again? Are they starting to find their way back to the top? Maybe. You look at some of their players, they've got Frank Kessie, Seri, Bailly, players that people know about. Nicolas Pepe, Wilfried Zaha coming off the bench. There's some top players there in that team. But they only get a 1-0 win. Although, I might say, the Ivory Coast goal was absolutely brilliant. And it came after 5 minutes. Max Gradel with a fantastic hit. On the edge of the box, manages to find the space, smashes it with his right foot on the outside of his foot, puts it in the top corner. There's no way anyone's stopping that. It was a fantastic hit. Pure accuracy. Beautiful goal. Hits the 1-0. And at that point, Ivory Coast were quite dominant. But Equatorial Guinea did have their chances, especially in the second half. They had 2 big chances to equalise, and they really should have. And that was quite surprising because I thought Ivory Coast would be dominant from that point forward after getting the first goal, but they weren't. Equatorial Guinea done a very good job to try and fight back, and as I've said, they really should have got the equaliser. It was there on a plate for them, and they didn't take it. So Ivory Coast come out winners. Not the best performance in the world, but then again, as I've said, right now, no one has truly, really impressed. Like, wow. Nigeria probably the closest to it because of who they beat, and that's Egypt. Even though Egypt were underwhelming. But that's the closest we've got so far to a team where it's like, okay, I see you. Everyone else, including Algeria, Senegal, Morocco getting the win, but even they looked a little shaky. Ghana looked poor. Everyone has been a little bit reserved, a little bit hesitant. We'll wait and see what happens in the second round of match days for this Africa Cup of Nations group stage. But that is your match review, pretty much, or your day review, should I say, for the 3 games. Congratulations to Ivory Coast. They go top of the group in Algeria's group, which, might I say, as an Algerian, could work in our favour. I'm just saying. Because the winner of the Ivory Coast-Algeria group will go on to play the runner-up of the Nigeria-Egypt group. And that's kind of a fixture you don't want in the last 16. So, if Ivory Coast want to go ahead and win the group, they can. They can feel free. Go ahead and do it. I'll take second all day long. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, especially about the Tunisia-Mali scandal and the referee that completely just sabotaged football as a whole, with the fact that he ended the game in the 89th minute. What the hell was he doing? He went against VAR. He tried to end it in the 85th. I mean, scandalous. It's scandalous, and it screams corruption. It screams match fixing. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Let me know. I'd love to hear it. But thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this, and I will give you a recap on tomorrow's outings. Tomorrow we go back to the hosts. It's Cameroon versus Ethiopia, and we have Cape Verde against Burkina Faso. So 2 games tomorrow. I'll give you my thoughts on those. Make sure you catch it then. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. Look after yourselves. In a bit. Take care and peace.